Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5am club. This morning I'll kick off here from the Rocks and I'll head across to the International Passenger Terminal. As you can see here, there's a precinct that has been set up to help kickstart the dining here at or the open air dining, the al fresco dining down here at the Rocks. And it's a measure to try and get things moving here in Sydney during these times that everything's been strangled by COVID-19. Anyway, let's go on a walk and talk and head down to the water. But what I want to do is just talk a little bit more and expand a little bit more on a topic that I opened up this morning. It's from a book that I've read called The Superhuman Social Skills by an author who is known by one word or one name, and that's Tynan. And he said something which is really profound and really powerful, and I think something that would be of benefit to all of us to have at the back of our minds and to think about, and especially to young people who are just growing, developing and expanding their social circles, and they're generating friendships. And the key message that came from this book entitled Superhuman Social Skills, and the book focuses on our social connections, our networking, and how to basically be smart about how we go about it, how we nurture it, how we develop it, so that it serves us and it serves the community around us. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing we have is the social circle that surrounds us. As Steve Covey, Jim Rohn, Anthony Robbins, and virtually every personal development guru talks about, they say that your social circle, the people you hang out with, the people that influence you and the people who you influence, are the most important people in your life, not only in your life but also in your children's lives and all your friends and family around you. Who they choose to hang out with, who they choose to socialise with, who they choose to connect with, is going to have a profound impact on who they are, who they become, what tastes they have, what values they generate and keep, and basically who they become in the mid-term to the long term. Anyway, let me just go out here on the balcony, even though there's a barrier there saying I can't go in here. I'll just push my luck at the end of the day. If they come and say anything to me, I'll just move on. But fortune favours the brave. So here we are on this beautiful balcony, and let's just continue our walk and talk. And I'll organise to come up here with Paula one day just for a drink and just a chat and a chill out, because this view here is just unbelievable. Can you imagine what it would be like here at night? Just sipping on a cocktail or having a light meal. So let's get back to our topic and stay on point. So let me just read you something which came out of this book. Your social circle is the most important thing you have, as it shapes your past, present and future. And the point that really captured my attention is that given that your social circle given that your networking, your connections are so important, why would you leave it to chance? Why would you leave it to chance when you have an opportunity to help shape it, guide it, and direct it? Given that it is so important, and as Jim Rohn says, at the end of the day, you become the average of the half dozen people that you hang out with, because you take on their beliefs, you take on their behaviors, you take on their habits, and before you know it, you begin to mimic your circle, mimic your friends, and you blend into it, and everything becomes normalized until you've reached a point where you've got full membership, and full membership entitles you to think the same, behave the same, act the same, and basically have the same outcomes. So you can choose to have good outcomes, average outcomes, or bad outcomes, depending on the social circle that you choose to orbit in. So I guess the important lesson for all of us is to ensure that you are surrounded by people who you love and who love and respect you. And you have that power. It doesn't take a genius to understand who truly loves them and who truly respects them, because it's echoed in their language, it's shown in their embrace, it's shown in the way they act towards you, and how they support you, and how they're always there in your time of need, and hopefully you're there in their time of need. And the other important thing to understand is that social connection is very, very important, especially to us Greeks. And hopefully all cultures in the world have similar sort of needs. The need to circulate, the need to engage, the need to share, and the need to be together on a regular basis. Because the circle of people that you surround yourself with, especially the inner sanctum, the people who you spend most time with, the people who you confide in, the people who you share your happiness and your sadness with, are the people who are most important to you. And you've got to understand that given their importance, you need to nurture that and protect it, and not leave it to chance, and not leave it to the four winds as to whether or not it continues or it falls apart. You need to work at it. You need to work at it on a daily basis, and you need to be mindful that good friendships are rare and hard to come by, and are so important. And in some cases, friendships end up becoming more important than family, as families start to break up, start to have their issues, and start to exhibit the selfish nature that we've been brought up on, and which is just rampant in the world, where everybody just wants to do their own thing. You need to understand that blood family sometimes are not always going to be there, and are not going to be there to support you, and you may need to rely on friends. And in many cases, family are the inner sanctum for most of us. And it's important to understand that these friendships are so nurturing. These connections with family and friends, close family and close friends, are so nurturing that they're critical to our mental health and our physical health, and are immeasurable. Their impact is immeasurable. So don't underestimate the importance of connection. We are social beings. We need to be connected. We need to feel relevant. We need to feel as if we're part of something, and it's up to each and every one of us to invite it, to nurture it, and to allow it to grow and stay in our lives. So the bottom line, the big lesson from this book is that you need to protect your friendships and your family, because like it or not, we need to understand that entropy is real. Atrophy is real. If you don't use it, if you don't make the most of it, it will fall apart and it will die a natural death. Entropy basically means that if you don't put energy and effort into a relationship or to anything, if you don't put your own energy into it, then what was previously well organised and naturally organised may become disoriented and fall apart. So make an effort to catch up with friends, make an effort to connect with people via social media or physically catching up with friends and family. Be part of a community, have a tribe that surrounds you, and stay connected. Be an active member, because the book also talks about the importance of being a net positive to your group, to your family, to the people around you. Because if you're a net negative, then you're going to end up on the outer and then be displaced and ostracized. And the important thing to also understand is that if you're neutral, if you're not contributing, neither giving nor taking, you're also considered to be a net negative. So you're on notice. You must be contributing in many ways to your friends and family in order to stay connected. Otherwise, as we said, as we suggested, you'll end up on the outer and you'll be considered to be a net negative and not someone who's worthy. Unfortunately, as sad as it is to say, you'll be considered to be somebody who's not adding value and set aside, cast away. As sad and as ruthless as it sounds, that's how things operate, unfortunately, in today's world. Anyway, be the magic glue that brings people together and connects people. Be the person who steps out of your way to make connections, to keep connections. And let's finish off with the positive. I'm alive, I'm well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, and be a net contributor to your groups, to your families, and be the positive influence. Be the person, the positive glue, the sticky glue, the person who brings people together, who connects people, who introduces people, who become each other's best friends. Be the catalyst of good and be the sort of person who keeps people moving, keeps people connected to the same social orbit, but of course be protective of that social circle so that it's not infected or infested by influences that are going to ruin it and damage its core values and its magnetism or its stickiness. Take care, everybody. Thanks very much for joining me, and I look forward to chatting to you again tomorrow from a different location. Don't know where I'll be, but hopefully we'll be sharing another positive message and enabling us to share wonderful experiences together and to be partners in each other's growth and development. Yasas from Jim's 5am Club, and we'll chat again soon. Bye for now.